Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly Facebook Live. I'm Michelina Cusano, a certified divorce specialist, and we are joined today by the lovely Andrea Klein, Chief Operating Officer here at the Riley Divorce and Family Law Firm, and also best-selling author of The Path to Resilience, a guide to winning against a narcissist in court and in life. So today we're discussing how a divorce coach can save you thousands in legal fees. Andrea, as a senior law clerk, certified divorce coach, and now COO of the Riley firm, you've undoubtedly seen a lot through your career. Can you share with our viewers and our listeners how a coach can help them during the divorce process?
Absolutely. Yeah. A big part of my journey has been trying to help clients through the both emotional and the legal process of divorce. And they're both so important, but they're a completely different skill set involved with each, right? Divorce is just as much emotional process, if not more, than it is a legal process. But the challenge that I kept coming across is people would go to their lawyer and they would vent and they would be upset with, their lawyer. They get very upset very easily with their lawyer. They're not doing their job, or they're not doing this, or they're not getting that. But the problem wasn't the lawyer. The problem was the emotional processing, right? They were dealing with grief. They were dealing with anger. They were still in denial. They were in some part of the grieving process, and the lawyer is not equipped to deal with that. A lawyer is there to help you with the process. A lawyer is there to help give you advice and lead you, in the right direction. But the challenge here is if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what it is you want, your life to look like after your divorce, how is a lawyer supposed to help you get there? It's almost like trying to get to a destination, but you have no map or you have no GPS and you're just kind of driving aimlessly. That's kind of what I equate it to, right? That's what divorce is like when you're trying to get through it on your own, or maybe just with legal counsel, because a lawyer will rely on your instructions. They'll rely on what is it that's really important to you. But if you don't know that, how can you possibly advise your lawyer? How can you instruct your lawyer properly, right? So that's why coaching is so important. A good coach will provide guidance, will provide that roadmap for you, so that when you're driving, you've got a destination plugged in and you know how to get there. There are going to be bumps along the road, there are going to be challenges, but overall you're going to have somebody there to support you, and support is so important. I talk about it a lot in the book. I just
Yeah.
talk about it a lot in general when I'm talking about divorce. You can't do this alone, and you shouldn't try to do this alone. This is a very, very challenging process. For myself, I mean, I've been in this industry over 20 years, and I've been through divorce. And even though I know the process, even though I know what's involved in divorce, it was still stressful because it was my own, right? You can't, so it's hard
Of
to see
course.
sometimes the forest through the trees. To have you on my journey, I had your friendship and your support, but I needed that. I don't know what I would have done without that, going through my own divorce. So, and the other important thing to look at too is that you're not going to be the same person that you are right now. If you're in the process of divorce, you might feel like your life is a mess, like everything is falling apart. I know when I was going through my divorce at the time, I was worried about keeping my house. I was worried about, how was I going to, survive? I was working a few different jobs. I was trying to make ends meet and everything else. I'm in a completely different place 3, 4 years later that now than I was when I divorced, right? And that had nothing to do with a divorce settlement. That had nothing to do with support. That had nothing to do with any of that. That had to do with me stepping into my power and saying, okay, it's time for me to step up and figure out who I am and what I want here. And I made that happen. And that was because I did that. Like, that had nothing to do with my divorce or anything, in terms of legal settlement, right? And that's the thing, is anybody can do that. You can do that too. If you're going through divorce, you can decide, hey, in 3 years, I'm not going to be this person anymore. I'm going to develop a new skill. I'm going to start a new career. I'm going to start a business. There are so many ways, right, that you can do this. And it's so
Yeah.
important to be able to step into that power. And a coach can help you with that.
Yeah, and I remember going through my own separation and divorce, and I remember using my law clerk at the time as my therapist, and that was costing me so much money. Okay. Now, this is what makes the the Riley Divorce and Family Law Firm so unique, in my opinion. And I believe that we were one of the first ones who actually have a divorce coach on our team to help our clients um, navigate this really turbulent time, right? And I think, you wouldn't go to a car mechanic, and ask them for hair advice, right? So
Yeah,
don't go to your
exactly.
lawyer, don't go to your law clerk, right? It's going to cost you a lot of money, and you're not going to get the support that you need with the emotional side of divorce, correct?
Absolutely. Divorce, the process, the legal process is all about logic and about, what makes sense. It's about rules, it's about procedures. That's what the legal process is. Emotions are what block us from seeing what is in reality winnable, what is not winnable, what is worth giving up. I can't tell you how many times I've seen couples fight over a $500 couch and it costs them $3,000 to go to a conference over something like that. It's crazy, some of the things that while you're in it you think are so important, you think are so detrimental, but when you take the emotion out of it, or when you meet with a coach and a coach kind of helps guide you through that, those things become less important, and you're able to do a substantial cost benefit analysis and say, hey, is this really worth fighting for? Is my peace, is my mental health really worth this couch, this house, this insert object, whatever it is, because a lot of times it isn't. A lot of times when you do that cost benefit analysis, what people find is, I think it's better to walk away. I know for myself, I had to walk away from a lot of things. Um, but I'm happy I did. I'm happy for my own mental health that I didn't pursue those things. And that's not the same with everybody. There are certain things we can't ignore, we can't walk away from. That's what your lawyer is there for, right? But I
And
think
you have
overall,
this saying, right, Andrew? Sorry to interrupt you. I apologize. But you
no,
have this
no, go
saying
ahead.
to stay
Totally.
in your zone of genius, right? So use your lawyers and your law clerk for the legal process, and use a coach, a divorce coach, or a trauma coach, whatever, a mindset coach for the emotional part to help you move you forward.
Absolutely. Yes, 100%, right? Like if you know the legal process, if your lawyer knows the legal process and all of the steps involved, that's what they're there for. But your coach is there to help you create a plan, to help guide you through it, to say, hey, you're not alone. You've got this, to help you with the day to day, to help you with the co-parenting challenges, maybe to help you with the communication aspect if you and your spouse aren't getting along. I can't tell you how much money sometimes people spend in the legal process just trying to communicate with their ex-spouse because they're having difficulties with that, and communicating through lawyers is very expensive, but a good coach will teach you how to communicate, will teach you what to respond to, what not to respond to, the biff communication method. There's so many things that you're going to learn from your coach and that are going to help give you the tools that you need to be successful, not just during your divorce but beyond, and they're going to help you form to become the person that you want to become after your divorce. Like I said, I was not this person 3 years ago. I am a totally different person now. And I know I wouldn't be here. I know I had to let go of my marriage. I know, a lot of things I had to let go of. But yeah, you change. You change. The divorce process, whether you like it or not, is going to change you. But it's going to be a positive
Absolutely.
change. You can make it a positive change. Your mindset here is everything.
Yes, absolutely. And if you are a client of our firm, the Riley Divorce and Family Law Firm, you actually get a divorce coach included,
Yeah,
correct?
that's what I'm most proud of with our firm, is that we're able to offer this. It's not something we
Mm.
charge extra for. You're already going through a difficult process. We are giving you somebody to help guide you, and that is invaluable. And I can't tell you how happy our clients are, how grateful they are for the support that our coaches provide. It's just amazing. So proud, so excited about that.
Andrea, thank you so much for joining us today. You actually have a chapter, it's chapter 17, where you talk all about therapy and divorce coaching and how it helps you in the process. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, I highly recommend that you do. Once again, thank you, and we will see you next Tuesday at the same time. Have a great week, everyone.
Have a great week. Take care, everyone.